Hey, mechanic mama. Daisy's scratching something. She just got done swimming. How's your day going today? Yeah, it's a great dog. No, I could never get luckier. It's the greatest dog ever. All day long, she's like doing cute things. That's why I let her do whatever she wants. No problems. She just got done swimming. She's such a good dog. Come on, hon. Did you get a scratch your itch, honey? Good girl. Go on, get up there. Good girl. Wow, hon. Good girl, hon. Girl, hon. Yeah, wow. Come on, get over there. Wow. Good girl, hon. She's smart as a whip, too. Told her to stay one time. She stays. I can barely say stay under my breath. Can hardly even hear it, and she'll stay. Stuff like that. When I go to get something at a drive-thru, she jumps over because she knows I got to get something out of my wallet. And then I pay him, she jumps back over. Just constant stuff like that all the time. Such a great dog. And she's real low-key, never, tearing anything up, barking. It's a good girl, Daisy. That's Dad's girl. I got that dog for free. Nobody wanted her. It's a good story. People spend all this money for these hybrid dogs and these certain breeds, and here I end up getting this dog for nothing. It's like, what a deal. Hey, Bobby Joe. Yeah, it's aggravating when it freezes. I know the feeling. It happened last night, but that's the way it is coming from up in the UP. There's always a few places. Yeah, it's crazy how this dog knows this stuff, man. It's like she understands a language. It's so nuts. Have my GoPro. I got a lot of video I'm gonna upload. And this is a beautiful scene. Today I'm going to hopefully get painting, but I doubt that I will. I gotta organize some of my stuff. And any of you people out there, mechanic? I want to get my complete air conditioning system redone. There's a place that'll do it, but they always lie on how long they're going to have it, and I just don't want to be without a car during video and photography season that long. And a couple of things they've done are like, they don't know what they're talking about. So I'd like to go someplace where it's a lot of opportunities for video and photography. I could like walk to the Mississippi River or something like that, and then just get all my whole air conditioning redone while I had something else to do. So today I'm just gonna do that. I've been leaving my GoPro out all night, different places. It's really interesting what you see in the morning. I'm telling you guys, even if you don't know a thing about photography, get a GoPro 9. Believe me, you will love it so much. It's so fun. You can do underwater, above water, photos, time-lapse, night time-lapse. I'm going to upload some star videos. I did some star videos. And it's just another example of how fun it is having a GoPro. I keep mine in my pocket all the time. You need to get one, Bobby Joe. Get a GoPro. You'd have so much fun. If you live in a place like Florida, you could have a nice channel with just doing cloud time lapses. Seriously. I could walk you how to use the thing. You wouldn't need to read through the manual. Just go out there, push the button until the battery runs out, put another battery in, and at the end of the day, you have a great time-lapse video. GoPro, now, well, the 10's coming out any day. The 10 is coming out any day. Although the 9's an excellent camera. I'm going to get a couple more, to be honest with you. And I'll tell you why, because they're great. They're super fun. And they're cheap. But, you know, I'm limited to one GoPro for one event, and I want to do more than that. I'd like to have like 3 versions of the sun coming up, and I can only do one because I've only got one GoPro. I mean, they're cheap compared to everything. They got the bundle, and if you get a GoPro, get it through GoPro. Don't get it through a third-party place, unless you can't afford it all up front, and then you can get it through Amazon. You can do payments, get it. But here's the point. You asked how much a GoPro is. The 10's coming out, but you know, when the 10 comes out, it doesn't mean the 9 is going to be cheap. They don't go down that much, believe it or not. So you want to enjoy the summer, get a GoPro 9. Get the bundle. You get a free year's insurance, full coverage. You get an extra battery. You get a floaty thing, a real good magnetic clip. And then get an extra charger. One more extra battery, the waterproof case, and a Class 10 super fast micro SD. That's the one bitch I got about them. It works, but it doesn't work as good as it should. Is the micro SD that comes with it. It sucks. When you're shooting in 4K video, 32 gigabytes, it doesn't gonna last you long. It's a good spare. Usually when I get these free micro SDs or SD cards with stuff, I use them to, like you, Dolly, when you wanted photos of the tree, I just put them on the SD card that I got for free somewhere, and I gave it to you, because it's not enough storage for real life recording. Yeah, I'll show you how to use it. It's so easy, it's ridiculous. Look, nobody hates learning how to run a video recorder or a new camera worse than me. You'd think that, well, this guy really must be into that. Not at all. I hate it. But I bit the bullet. I wanted to do underwater videos, so I did it. But, you know, I'll be glad to help you. Anybody that buys a GoPro 9 out there and you don't like it, I'll buy it off you. How's that? I'll buy it from you. Because I want to have more than one. They're so good. They're so great. Put them on your bird feeder. You can use them as a security camera. I'm not going to tell you the details of this, but there's a place around here where these shitbags went and fucked up the property in the middle of the night. And I was so close. I had a GoPro going so close to where that happened. But I checked the video and I didn't get them on there. I wish I would have. That would have put me over the top with my GoPro. But you do underwater, above water, carry it with you all the time. You'll never miss anything. And the photos are good. Excellent. Hey, Lenoa. Hey, Lori. Yeah, it's really easy to use. And here's the thing. If you get confused, you can call me. And there's a million YouTube videos on how to use a GoPro. The 9's the best one they've ever had. The 8's were a little glitchy. Like I said, I had a GoPro 5. Used it twice and gave it to the neighbor kid. I thought it was a total piece of junk. But they've come a long way. And they're still a little glitchy. But for $350, I mean, these things are a steal. So damn fun. Hey, Blue. Blue, you ought to get a GoPro too. GoPro 9. I got all sorts of different mounts. Like last night, I got this tree mount right here. You put your GoPro in a tree. screw it into a tree. Right here. Now you think, oh, you don't really need it. Yeah, you do. You'll be like me. You'll walk around an hour and a half at night trying to find a place to set your GoPro. And there isn't one because it's never level enough. It's not wide enough. It falls out. I've tried it. It's not level. I just ordered 6 more so I can give them to people that don't know about it. Order them from China, of course. It really works. It's a GoPro tree mount. Just a cheap little mount, but nothing is as good as that. Oh, you too, Lori. Yeah, you should really do it, Blue. I mean, you can get the whole extras and everything. You'd have about $500 into it. Just came out last year. You can wait for the GoPro 10 if you want, but here's the thing. I know what the GoPro 9 does, right? I was looking for a lot of GoPros last night, see if I could buy like 4 at a time, get a discount, but I didn't see any deals like that. You'd really, but so the GoPro 10 may come out, and maybe it'll have a heating issue or a cooling issue, or it doesn't work for shit in low light. I mean, I wouldn't wait to get the 10. It's going to cost more. It may not be as good. Yeah, I've been to Grand Lake a bunch of times. Hey, Faye. You ought to get one too, Faye. Just get your GoPro and do a time lapse of those pigs running around. You'd be surprised the cute things they do. This is how I get the holes in my seat. Hey, Albert. No, it's got nothing to do with it, Albert. I was just in Detroit a month ago. Albert, when's the last time you took a vacation? How long ago? And where did you go? When's the last time you took a vacation? How long ago and where did you go? "27 years ago. Wow, huh? Well, how come you're not there right now? How come you're not there right now if you were there before, like I was in Detroit? I mean, I don't understand this question. I mean, just because you go someplace and you do something, does that mean you're supposed to be there all the time? Or like, go back? I mean, I got a zillion videos uploaded of Detroit. How many do people want? 2 zillion? Am I supposed to like spend the rest of my life there because I've got videos that people watched? I don't get this. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I'm from downriver. I grew up in Flat Rock. Yeah, it's soft white underbelly. I've watched a couple of them. They're alright. I mean, I don't care what anybody else does on a channel, to be honest with you. And honestly, if you told me right now where there was some place I could go and get 2 million views, I wouldn't do it if it didn't interest me. You know, YouTube has been great. I love it. I've got a lot of good friends I've met. But I don't use it like most people do. This isn't some big money grab, views, constantly promoting some bullshit. Not happening here. You know, I don't like tropical stuff, to be honest with you. I'm not into that, like pina colada, Caribbean horse shit, Hawaiian movies. I'd rather be in snow up to my balls with a brand new all-winter jacket and a nice camera. I'm not into like beaches and that kind of crap. I like cold, crazy snowstorms like in the Wall Drug parking lot. I like hurricanes, tornadoes, thunderstorms. I mean, I like a nice day like today too, but I'd never seek out tropical. It doesn't interest me that much, other than to do underwater videos. Yeah, it sounds good, Bobby. We'll party all night. Oh, thank you, Albert. But you asked a question that I get all the time, and I don't understand it. I mean, why am I not in Detroit? I mean, I'll tell you why, because I don't live there. And, you know, I just don't beat everything to death with, you know, I think people are so used to YouTube and people chasing views and members and subscribers and all this stuff that they think everybody's like that, and I'm not. Like I told you, I could drive, if I was into that stuff, I wouldn't do anything else but drive around the country in a brand new van, interviewing blue-eyed, blonde-haired, white, drug-addicted working girls. That's where the money's at. I don't care where they're at. If you want to chase views and that's your idea of success, just go around interviewing white working girls with drug problems in big cities. It's an instant, no-brainer way to get a lot of subscribers and a lot of views. Oh, thank you, Albert. Hey, Linda. And honestly, I mean, like anything, right? There's a shelf life for everything, right? People say, well, you've been in Detroit and you don't interview Maddie anymore. Let me tell you why I don't interview Maddie. Because I've told people all the time, set up your own channel. You don't need me. I'm not trying to get people to go through me. And they did that. And they've got 11,000 subscribers. So I've interviewed Maddie, I don't know, maybe 10 times in 2 years. I mean, what are we going to talk about? This is my 11th time I'm going to talk to you. There's nothing to talk about anymore. So I think it's insulting for me to people that like watching videos like that I just go down there and go back to the well every single time I'm in town and ask probably the same questions. If I was a viewer and that's what I was attracted to, it would turn me off. It's like eating the same food every day. I'm not into it. Like I said, I don't want anything for anybody. You can't sway my intent with anything. Good-looking women, money, views, subscribers, nothing you can do. As a matter of fact, as I've said in the last week, my days of meeting people off YouTube are over. I was actually thinking in bed last night of coming up with a calendar of the 12 biggest stalking weirdos I've met and just selling it and donating the money to charity. Just every month, some psycho crazy stalker I met through YouTube. That fish wasn't very good yesterday. That's like when you deep fried fish when nobody knew about greasy food and that there was a better way of doing things. I'll never eat there again. It's not good. Looked like a damn fish stick. Nice piece of expensive white fish, and they put it in this vegetable oil cheap ass fryer with this crappy breading. I mean, the damn manager of that place needs their head examined. The coleslaw was good, but they wrecked that fish the way they prepared it. Especially a good fish like whitefish. Oh yeah, it would be easy. Yeah. I don't want any. I'll give you an example. You know, if I was a jerk, even if I don't like somebody, it doesn't mean that I'm going to try and put them up for public ridicule. But I've got text messages, emails, voicemails, letters, photos, presents. I've got so much bullshit from these stalking lunatics, it's unbelievable. I'm not kidding you. You would not believe it. Really, you would not believe it. I've got shoeboxes full of shit that people send me. Death threats. And let me tell you, I've been doing this for a long time, and you think, well, wow, I wouldn't mind having that kind of attention. Let me tell you, people, it's not good attention. It's psychos, lonely weirdos, misfits, stalkers, unattractive, lonely psychos. That's what it is. Since the first video I've ever uploaded, it's never been somebody that was attractive, that was well-mannered, that was educated, that appreciated culture. It's always some lunatic living on a damn banana peel someplace in the Appalachians with one bad breast from a bad augmentation 55 years ago when they used to topless dance. Tooth missing. Big tramp stamp with their own name on it. These people are nuts. It's not like you're thinking. It's not like, you know, Miss USA. Hell, I'd be all over that. It's psycho, older wackos. Yeah, they're crazy. No, it's nothing good. It's not one thing desirable. Ever, not once. You know, you think, oh yeah, you know, I wouldn't mind getting together at lunch for her. It'd be fun, you know. Go see a play or a concert or a movie. None of these stalking wacko weirdos have any interest in anything cultural. They don't. Ask them the last book they read. What was it? The Anarchist Cookbook? You know? They can't answer. It's like, oh, I don't read very much. Yeah, no shit. I'm not talking about your probation papers or your psychiatric evaluation. I'm talking about a book. When's the last time you read a book? Well, I don't read. Yeah, speaks volumes. Got that. What's your favorite movie? Animal House. Scratch that. You know, how about your favorite song? Oh, I love Achy Breaky Heart by Billy Cyrus. I play it over and over. Yep, see you later. Do you have a dentist that you like? I haven't been to the dentist in 25 years. Oh, okay, great. This is really a lot of fun. How about, when's the last time you went to an art institute someplace? Chicago, New York? I don't really like art, just finger painting. This is the profile, I'm telling you, on the people that contact you through YouTube. I've had some of these beasts contact me and they lie about being married. Look, I've listened to you, I've seen you. You don't need to lie about being married because I don't care. Yeah, you say that, LJ, you say that. But, you know, until you get inundated with these nut jobs and you experience it, it isn't like it just happens every once in a while. It happens all the time. So I'm not meeting people from YouTube anymore. I'm not sending them a nice email. I don't want a text from them. I don't want anything from them. I just watch the videos. If you like them, great. If you want to know where I got a GoPro for $1 off, I'm more than willing to tell you. But that's it. I don't want to be stopping by you when I'm driving through anywhere. I don't want you coming to West Branch, especially uninvited. It's just going to be like, I've had it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not easy. Well, you try, you know, you look at people and you think, well, these people, maybe they're Lonely. I tell you, man, it's just like high school. People, even adults, I don't know. Maybe it's they're so used to getting rejected. I don't know. I put up with it for a long time, I think. I mean, you've been around a long time. Look at some of these psycho moderators. You know, a moderator, right? Glad to have him. Channel wouldn't be as good if I didn't. People keeping an eye on wackos, but I unmoderate somebody and they drive up from Indiana uninvited. It doesn't get any nuttier than that. Yeah, let's not. That's crazy. These, and now in this day and age, you got, these crazies out there. They got 4 or 5 IDs. They pay to have fake phone numbers, fake emails. They go through third-party servers to conceal their identity because when you block them under their real name, they come back with a. These are adults. These aren't kids. They come back under another one. It's just absolutely nuts. It's like anything. 99.9% of the people are a good experience. You're glad you crossed paths with them. But you got that one. They say 99% of your problems in business are from 1% of your clients. And I would believe that. And that's kind of how it is with YouTube. Certainly, there are way more good, better people than, bad ones. But it's just the bad ones that seem to, like, make you want to get the hell away from it. Crazy. Yeah, probably does. Yeah. And look, I'm sympathetic with people that have addiction problems. But what I'm beginning to find out, let's say this is like marijuana. You can smoke marijuana if you like it. Good luck to you, right? But if you took 10,000 regular hardcore marijuana smokers and you showed me another 10,000 people that were not hardcore marijuana smokers, I want to hang around the ones that don't. Sorry. You get it? And what I'm learning is that you tend to look at people as addicted or not addicted. But I'm learning that people that seem to have addictions, that's just part of their problem. That there's a lot that comes along with a person that's addicted that doesn't come along with people, I'm talking in general, that are not addicted. And the short of it is culture, class, etiquette, baggage. That's the difference. Yep, there are exceptions and everything. I'm generalizing now. But if you took the behavioral problems associated with addiction, I'm telling you, there's a whole slew of other stuff. Some of these people that I've interviewed that yeah, they're addicted to drugs, but they have all sorts of baggage unrelated to their addiction. People tend to think that, well, if their heroin addiction goes away, they're going to be upstanding citizens. Wrong. They're not. They're not. They're not going to be a drug addict anymore, but they're not going to be someone that you necessarily want to hang around with. You follow me? So when people want to look at, these pipe dream fantasy June Lockhart ideology of snatching someone out of the thrones of addiction and making them into soccer moms, that's right up there with cartoons. Not to say that it never happens, but there's a lot of behavioral baggage that comes along with people unrelated to the dope. It's just the way it is. The psychology on what got them there, what kept them there, what makes them want to go back. I mean, who wants to put up with all this shit in your own private life? Yeah, and there's some. I mean, it's not one size fits all. It's everything. I mean, human beings are so narcissistic. It's just like with religion. They think that they're entitled to understand everything. And I don't agree with that. Yeah, you can become a drug addict because you were beaten or abused or neglected. But there's people out there that became drug addicts and came from great families. You can get there a million different kinds of ways. But if you were starting out in life and you had choices, do you know anybody that raises their hand and said, I really aspire to have a relationship with someone that's full of problems, has an addiction, and live the rest of my life for them? Hell no. And here's another thing I want to bring up too. These people are, asking me about this weight stuff. I've explained this weight stuff before, but I'm not apologizing for not liking heavy women. Not doing it. And maybe this will sink into you critics out there that think that I fat shame and stuff. I don't. I would help out a heavy person. I have before. I even paid for somebody's weight loss thing one time. No problem. If you broke down the side road, neighbor, no problem. I'm just saying, from a personal interest, it's not attractive to me. It's not. Sorry, I'm not. I'm not apologizing for it. And maybe this will help, because I was thinking of this driving home from Sault Ste. Marie last night. They say, oh yeah, there are people to it. Yep, get all that. Understand it. Fashion bug plus. Yep, you should be able to get a bikini. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Good for you. Whatever you want to do, I wish the best for you. But here's something that maybe will kind of ram my point home. In our culture, anywhere in the world for that matter, do you know of anybody that's advertising on TV a clinic where you can gain 100 pounds in 2 months? For $99, that they're going to help you gain 100 pounds in 2 months, and then a year from now, none of your clothes are going to fit you because of their program. They're going to show you how to get obese. Anybody signing up for that? Anybody raising their hand? Did you see it on TV? Is it in a magazine? That's my point. So quit acting like this is some misunderstanding on my part. It's not. Don't find it attractive, personally. But if you're just someone that's that way that needs help, I would be all over helping you. I just don't like it personally. Sorry. Yeah. It's nuts. No, but it's like anything, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think addiction's complicated, right? But, minus a crystal ball, you know, baseball gets rid of people that don't have good winning records, teams that don't win, don't go to tournaments. There's a myriad of circumstances that come together for perceived success. Everybody wants to be a winner. And I'm just saying that life's complicated enough that to get involved personally with someone with a whole slew of issues that are probably never going to go away. That's the point here. Yeah. No, that's true. No, you're right about that. Yeah, you're right about that. A lot of things you can get addicted. People do change, but I'd rather have someone that's not there to begin with. And I don't think I need to apologize for it. Yeah, but attractive subjective. It's subjective. Yep, all allowed your opinions. That's exactly right. There was a guy that I knew that went to the gym that I went to in Chicago, and he worked at this adult video store. And it was right close to a Lebanese restaurant I used to eat at in Chicago. I go in there once in a while. Not just to talk to him, to rent some damn porno movies. And they had a mini section of maybe like 50 videos, and it was these super heavy women in like bikinis and mud wrestling and you name it, whatever, man. It ran the gamut of things they were doing, right? And I asked him one day, what's the deal with this section, man? I mean, who's renting this stuff? Now, there are people out there that have fetishes for heavy women. That's a no-brainer. We get that, right? He said, you want to be honest with you? He said, the majority of those videos and DVDs and all that stuff are rented for bachelor parties. The people have a bachelor party and they rent one and they just plug it in. They all get drunk and they're laughing and stuff. That made sense to me. I'm not saying it's okay, but had I not asked him and I just walked in there and saw that section, I'd think, oh wow, guess there's people really into this, huh? But as it turned out, and this guy worked there the whole time he went to college, they weren't into it to the reasons that I thought they were. It was like kind of a, comedy, entertain. The majority of the rentals were for bachelor parties. Much different than the section where there were super cute looking Dallas cheerleader type girls. Those people that rented those videos were renting them for a completely different reason. Now, I'm sure there's somebody out there that's pissed that want to sue these people that rent videos to laugh at. Not my problem. I'd never rent one to laugh at. I'm just telling you what he said. Oh, did you, William? No shit. I mean, you learn some things like this and you just don't, I'm glad I asked. And that's the kind of stuff nowadays that gets you fired from your job. You're working at a place, you're getting married, somebody decides to throw you a bachelor party, and there's 25 of your male coworkers, all presumably straight, maybe not. No hermaphrodites, no transgender, just regular old guys that just like regular old girls. Is that a crime? And you're all drunk and it's your good coworkers' bachelor party and you're having a good time. And then somebody plugs in a DVD of a bunch of fat girls. What am I going to get arrested for that, saying fat? What do I got to describe them at? Plus size? I'll get arrested for that too. So all of a sudden somebody plugs in a DVD of heavy plus size girls mud wrestling or playing badminton. And everybody's laughing their fucking ass off. And there's some sneaky little fucker in the back that turns his iPhone on and it records everybody you work with laughing at these videos while they've been drinking, and they take it to HR and you all get terminated. That's how it is nowadays. If you want to have a bachelor party and you got a sneaky little fucker in the back with an iPhone, if you're going to project anything, it needs to be nothing. No sound, no picture, no nothing. That's the only way you're not going to get fired nowadays. This is what the world is shaken down to. Yeah. Yep. This is what it's come down to. Snitch world, yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if there's any perception of any, they'll bring you into HR. It's like, hey, Tom, I'd like you to come into the office today. We're going to terminate you. It's like, why? Well, we've got 20-minute video clip, and you were laughing with everybody else that we're terminating of two very heavy women playing badminton. It's like, yeah, well, it was funny. It's like, what was funny about it? It's like, I'm fucked now. I said, well, it wasn't funny then. Am I still fired? It's like, well, we take people's appearance very seriously, and we just don't like people that think that something like that is funny. I said I was drunk and it was a bachelor party. He said, it doesn't matter. I said, well, what if everybody was a playmate of the world and playing badminton and I was laughing and drunk? Would I have still been fired? It's like, yes. You see what I mean? This is how you get painted in the corner now. And I'd say, well, I ate green beans 10 years ago and I don't like them anymore. And I tell people I don't like them. Well, that have got me fired. It could have. See, this is where we are. Yeah, everybody's offended. If you call somebody gay in an NBA now, it's a $100,000 fine. It's crazy. I mean, it's nuts. You can't win for losing. Yeah, everybody's against everything. Transgender. Okay. Yeah, better keep your mouth shut on that one, too. Look, I don't care about transgender. I really don't. I don't. But I don't want to see it in the news all the time. Call me old-fashioned. I like to go into a men's bathroom because I'm a man. That's going to get me fired or terminated or kicked out of a condo association. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. It's just nuts, man. You just can't have an opinion about anything, even if it's a personal opinion that isn't anybody's business. I'm not going to pretend that I like heavy-set women when I don't. No shit. Yeah, it's just nuts, man. Goddamn world's crazy. No, they would kill those guys. How about Don Rickles? How about Don Rickles? How about Sam Kinison? You want to watch something you'll laugh your damn ass off at? Watch the Comedy Central's roast, the non-edited one on YouTube of Joan Rivers. You can't do that shit anymore. And the Comedy Central's roast of Donald Trump's a good one too. But the Joan Rivers one is off the charts hilarious. No, I wouldn't be sure of that. I wouldn't be sure of that, Carla. I don't think there are. I bet you they're not. Oh, you will laugh your damn ass off, man. But you would get, like, murdered for that now. Yeah, those days are long gone. I see finally somebody got into Jimmy Kimmel's thick head about mentioning gay all the time. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. Some people can say shit and get away with it, and some people can't. It's weird. Charles Barkley, another example. Anybody else would have been canned 100 times. He's toned it down quite a bit, though. It's pretty clear that the NBA got to TNT or wherever else he's commentating for, told him to shut his dumb ass up, because he's nothing like he used to be. I never saw that one, Lana. Yeah. No, I wouldn't call you fat, darling. I wouldn't think he is fat. I wouldn't think he is fat. Yeah, Windsor's a great. I spent a ton of time in Windsor. I love Windsor. It's just like Detroit, though, not like it used to be. What is? It's like when people say, "Oh, the Tigers aren't going to win the World Series this year." It's like, well, who is then? Who is going to win it? That shuts them up. It's like, well, nothing is like it ever was before. Anything. I don't care what it is. The grass is taller than it was. It's hotter than it was. Yeah. Oh, Albert, good for you. You ought to write a book. I got a buddy like that. He's a big, tall, good-looking guy, airline pilot. And he used to say that all the time. But people talk a lot of shit, and it sometimes doesn't have any credibility behind it. And this guy had women coming out the yin yang, and he said, and he would always come back and say, "Look, fat women need love too." I said, "So you don't have any? It doesn't matter to you?" He said, "No, fat, heavy, medium, I don't care. I'll screw them all." It's like, oh, okay. It's like, Bill, it's funny. I've been over to your house and I've seen your photo albums, and I know 4 of the 5 ex-wives you've had, and none of them were heavy. So maybe I just missed something, but if you really stuck to this mantra and that heavy-set women were attracted to you, how come I don't see any pictures of you with them? Well, oh. Well, I guess I just never, took pictures when I was with them. It's like, yeah, you're full of shit. That's why there are no pictures of them. So if you set the traps properly, you can catch people in their just outlandish, full of shit comments that have no teeth. It's a turboprop just took off. Let's see what it is. It's a King Air. Like, today's a hot, humid day. I guarantee you, all across the Midwest, there's going to be somebody killing themselves in an airplane because of density altitude. Happens every year. They're going to pack up all their shit. They were at Mackinac Island for the week. All the stuff they bought while they were there. And they're going to run right off the end of a 35-foot, 100-foot runway and clip the top of some 50-foot trees because of density altitude. Happens all over the country. This is like the worst day you could have for flying. Density altitude's high here. It's a hot, humid day. The good news is we're not that high, about 1,000 feet. But today is a bad day for getting off the ground in a normally aspirated airplane. Oh, for the bridge? Nah, I don't give a shit about it. Only thing that I feel good about the bridge is that those Maroons are getting fucked out of a bunch of money. What a bunch of pricks. They hate them in Canada worse than they do in the United States. Biggest slum landlords Detroit ever had. So it's nice to see somebody get pissed off so bad that they built a bridge so they didn't need to use yours. So in that aspect, I'm happy for it. But other than that, I don't give a shit. As you know, Canada's paying for that bridge. I'll probably be dead by the time a car actually goes across it. I mean, I don't believe any of the numbers. Look how long it took to do the Zwacky Bridge. Even if the bridge was completed now, you still can't go over there. With COVID and all this horse shit. Speaking of that, I wonder if truckers have an exemption because they consider that essential travel. It would seem to me like it would be, but you never know. Because anywhere Canada borders the United States, their businesses have just been dead because of no tourism. Even when I was up in North Dakota, 90% of that restaurant's business was from Canada, but no non-essential travel basically put them out of business. Oh, Port Huron. Okay. That's a great place to watch freighters. This time of year, it actually will get better throughout the summer. July and August, as the deck angle gets lower. When those freighters are making that turn to head out into the lake, and the sun hits the side of that boat as it's setting, it's beautiful. Yeah, they need a new bridge because they hate the Marone family. The pricks that own the one that's there now. They're just impossible to deal with. Greedy. The dad died. Now the son's running it. Yeah, that's why. They got tired of their bullshit. That's why. To me, it doesn't make any sense that a private entity would own an international thoroughfare anyway. It's stupid. Yeah, they pissed off people so bad that they built another bridge. That just speaks volumes. I mean, this bridge is going to be, Canada's paying for the whole thing. I mean, it's an old, outdated design. That bridge needs all sorts of shit. Look at what the Maroons did over on the Windsor side of the Ambassador Bridge. It looks like the ghetto now. They're known for that. So it's nice to see them get bent over. Michigan, I would say that, let's see, favorite spot? I'd say Leelanau Peninsula, up where Mary lives. Northport, Omena, that area. I mean, it looks like paradise. You're driving around there. Not Traverse City, north of Traverse City. I think Traverse City is overrated up the yin yang. It's nice, but it's not that nice. As you go down, you head into town after you've come off 72 and you head south on 31. It looks like cheap, slimy, low-priced Florida. The beaches are a joke. Everything's super overpriced. Yeah, I think Traverse City is overrated. $19.98. $19.98. Let's see, in West Branch? Who was it, do you know? What was their names? And, do you know what kind of airplane they had? I should know about this. That's what I told you. That's when it'll get you. Density, altitude. Read about it. There's some YouTube videos. There's a guy out in California someplace. Killed. I think it killed them all. It'll show you a density altitude ticket. This is what it looks like. They get at the end of the runway. You hear the engine wind up. They're going down the runway, and they don't look like they're going as fast as they should, because they're not. The water molecules are taking up a big space of the air that prop is trying to get a bite out of. And the pilot's realizing this, so he's pulling the nose up, creating more drag when he should be leaving it down. So basically, they're screwed by the very second that pilot advances that throttle. They go down, the pilot's seeing the runways, he's running out of runway, so he's pulling that nose up, which is the worst thing you can do. What you should do is abort the takeoff and realize, if you go out places high with hot weather, you'll see they have orange cones on the side of the runway. And that's for the dumbass that doesn't know how to figure out density altitude. And they've dumbed it down. It's like, hey Johnny, when you take your whole family and you're taking off, if you're not airborne by the time you look out the side of the window and see that orange cone, you need to abort the takeoff. They can't dumb it down any better. And it actually is very effective. If you're not airborne by this part of this length of the runway, you shouldn't be taking off. And it works. 747's got crazy power. That's a transport category airplane. It shouldn't even be in the same conversation with a typical small private airplane. It's apples and oranges. They don't even take off at full power. They've got so much power. They have to demonstrate They can take off with a full load under the worst conditions with half their engines operating. You don't have to do that in small private airplanes. Most small private airplanes, if you lose an engine on takeoff, a twin engine airplane, like a 421 or a 310, you might as well start off saying your Hail Marys, especially if you're a gross weight. But jet aircraft are like, have power up the ass. It's not prop planes are the ones that I'm talking about. Single engine props, 172s, 182s, twin engine airplanes. You lose an engine on takeoff and it's lights out. Now the theory on those is if you lose an engine at altitude, and even a lot of twin engine airplanes, they won't hold altitude when one engine conks out. But if it was at night and you were flying from Mackinac to Ann Arbor and you were in a twin engine airplane, you lost one engine at 5,000 feet, no big deal. You're at 5,000 feet. If you're doing the same trip in a Cessna 172, big deal, because you're coming down in the dark off an airport, and that is not necessarily good odds. The theory behind twin engine airplanes is reliability if something is to go wrong after you're airborne at a safe altitude. It's not going to do you shit taking off. There's a joke in flying. If you have a twin engine airplane and as you're taking off you lose an engine, just shut down the one that's still running and get it over with. There's an element of truth to that. No, not really. Paramotors, super dangerous. The statistics are there. I think that's right next to riding motorcycles. I just looked this up the other day. If you Google the unsafest sports, paramotors is right up near the top. Super dangerous. You know, the wings collapse. You know, if a crosswind crops up when you're up in the air and you don't have a runway where you can land into the wind, it's a problem. You couldn't pay me to go on one of those damn things. I mean, it looks fun and you're up there like Mary Poppins, but gyrocopters, paramotors, all that stuff, ultralights. Once you get out of a certified airplane, all bets are off. You know, people think too, it's like you go to Hawaii. Traverse City does it too. You go to Hawaii, you go on vacation, you see these people parasailing, and you think, wow, that looks fun. I bet that's a great view. Yeah, a lot of quadriplegics and paraplegics. It's unsafe. And it's funny because, you know, if I said, you know, I'd like you to get on this unicycle and ride down the middle of New York City, you'd say, oh, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. That's crazy. But when they're on vacation and they see this big multicolored sail and a nice couple laughing their ass off from about 200 feet in the air, having fun, they don't think a thing of it. No kidding, it's the way it goes. I mean, I feel the same way about motorcycles. Believe me, I'd love one, but I'm smart enough not to ride one. If it was just a matter between life and death, I can handle that. It's being a quadriplegic it scares me. I'd have to pay somebody $25 a day to come out and let Daisy out while I steered myself around with my mouth in my living room. Fuck that. No, it's true. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not kidding you, man. I'm not doing it. You know, it's like when I was young, I would get in an airplane with anybody, to go for an airplane ride. But as I aged and I saw things that happened, I thought, man, god damn, am I lucky to ever survive with these idiots taking me for a plane ride, just doing stupid shit. But when you don't know anything, I'll give you an example. There's a guy I used to know that was an air show pilot. He was an engineer big shot engineer for Chrysler. But he did air shows on the side. And he just seemed like a cool dude when I was young. He always had a bunch of good-looking girls around him. And he'd take me for plane rides. But as I aged, I just got to see some of the stupid shit this guy did that I didn't realize when I was younger. Let me give you an example. One time, this moron, he never could keep girlfriends for some reason. He must have been into some weird shit. Because he could certainly get them on the first date, but it didn't last long after that. So here's an example. This guy has a master's degree from a good private college. Great job doing these air shows. Looks like he's got it made. If I do something really stupid, you're probably not going to find out about it because I'm embarrassed that I did something so asinine. Keep it to myself. This guy just bragged about it. Here's what he did. He's always trying to meeting these women through dating services, stuff like that. He goes over to Wisconsin, flies across the lake. I do that too. A lot of people won't take a single engine airplane across the lake. I do. The airplane doesn't know it's over water. There's two schools of thought, but that's another conversation. Anyway, he goes to Wisconsin, and he's somewhere over near around Milwaukee. No flight plan, not a big deal. A lot of people don't file them when it's nice weather and you know where you're going. And he says that as he's flying, he looks out the window and he sees an airplane upside down, and he thinks that's odd. And it kind of scared him, and he just kept on flying. He eventually got to where he was going, somewhere out near Wisconsin. You want to know what this guy did? You ready for this? And he did shit like this more than once. Not this bad, but crazy unsafe things. You know what he did? He flew right through the middle while an air show was going on at an airport. The guy was doing a performance. Flew right through an ongoing performance at an active air show. It doesn't get any stupider than that. Yeah, but he would do stuff like that all the time. I mean, not that bad, but, just careless, stupid shit. He's still alive. Every once in a while I look him up on the internet. He's like 83 now. Living down in Florida, which is a perfect place for him. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. I was up at Mackinac Island one time, and there was a guy up there in an old tri-pacer. I had a tri-pacer. I had a 54. That was my first airplane, actually. And, tri-pacers were famous for getting into places where you couldn't get out. I mean, they had a short wing. I mean, they were underpowered. Just because an airplane has 4 seats doesn't mean you can put 4 people in it. That kills a lot of people. What it usually means is you can put 1.5 people in it and your lunch on the back seat. Yeah, don't let the seat thing fool you. And they were it was 4 people, and they were all like 200-pound people. And I just happened to hear this guy. Now, there aren't any obstacles at Mackinac Island. Once you get off the runway, you're pretty much, especially if you're heading west, you're over the water. And generally, you're going that way because the wind's coming out of the west. And they had tanked up. You can't get fuel at Mackinac Island. They had gotten fuel over somewhere on the Petoskey or something. And I heard this guy talking. And they were going to take off, and that day they were taken off into the east. All sorts of packages, 4 people. And when we were out the airport, I said to the guy, I said, it's none of my business, but I own that same airplane, 135 horsepower tri-pacer, and you're taking off into the east, and I'm just guessing at the weight of the people. And I heard you saying that you got fuel in Petoskey, and I see you got a lot of stuff. It's not my business, but you got your work cut out for you with that airplane under these conditions, clearing those trees. And he said, no, I think I can make it. And I said, like, okay. So we're out there about 15 minutes later, he came up to me and he says, and here's the thing on those older airplanes, you don't have the good data like you had on the newer ones. So he came up, he said, do you really think that there'd be a problem? It's like, yeah, I really do. You're over gross weight, I guarantee you are, especially at full fuel. And you're in a short-winged Piper, which is a terrible performer even under the best conditions. And he said, well, what would you do? And I said, honestly, I would wait till tomorrow morning, and there's a better chance that the wind will be coming out of the west, and it'll be cooler in the morning. That's what I do. But here you go. This is what kills a lot of people. You're getting ready to go. Everybody's got to be to work on Monday. Well, they ended up spending another night, and I often wondered, he might have made it, but I'm telling you, if you crunch the numbers, it was marginal. Hey, William, you know what though, William? I think I know somebody who knew those people. That was a tri-pacer, wasn't it? They were in a tri-pacer, weren't they? Piper tri-pacer. Yeah, I know a guy that knew those people. I forgot that happened in West Branch. They were in a Piper tri-pacer. It's just exactly the story that I just got done telling you about. The same scenario. That's the same scenario. Yeah, they were in a Piper tri-pacer. Killed the whole damn family. Yep. I'm pretty sure they were weren't they out of Grosse Ile? Somewhere down around there? Yeah, they were out of Grosse Ile, I think. Actually, there were family members that watched them crash when they took off. Yeah, I know somebody that knew them. Actually, it was a mechanic that worked on their airplanes in Grosse Ile. Yeah, yep, you're right about that. I forgot all about that. Yeah. And I heard about it through him. I didn't hear about it when it happened, but I remember him telling me about that. Yeah. Yeah, the mom and dad. That's it. Yep, you're exactly right. Yep. That's it. The family was on the ground and saw him do it. Yeah, he was actually a mechanic on that airplane during a different time. Yeah, no, otter and beavers, because they're hard to get insurance on, though. I mean, you look at the insurance premiums on those otters and beavers, which you can kind of understand. They're a cool airplane, but if you there's a good crash scenario on YouTube. It was just uploaded by that safety channel about a beaver or an otter at Oshkosh. They've got a lake near there where they let all those planes land. And this guy did everything wrong. It's an excellent, well put together crash scenario. Just put beaver or otter crash at Oshkosh. It's really fascinating to watch, but this guy just did everything wrong. I've had stuff like that happen before. I was down in Cleveland, I took my sister down to Cleveland Clinic, and that was like an all-day deal, and I'd go down around the water, and Lake Erie drowns a shit ton of people, and it's because it's shallow and big waves crop up, and there's a lot of different dynamics in Lake Erie than there would be in other Great Lakes because of the way it's set up around Cleveland. So I'm always paying attention to, airplanes and water and that stuff. And they've got riptide warning set up. And I see this family down there, and nobody's on the beach, and these two young kids, and they're on these little like blow up animals in this rough water while these parents are just sitting there drinking beer and not paying attention. And when I see something like that, I say something. I mean, they may tell me to fuck off, mind my own business. I've had that happen before. And I went down there and I said, hey, this is none of my business. I apologize, but I don't think that you really are aware of what can happen right here. I know you're keeping an eye on the kids, you think, but there's a riptide currents out here. This area is notorious for drowning people, and this is not good. These kids could drown any minute. So they kind of looked at me like, is this guy crazy? And they said, well, okay, thanks for telling us. And I walked away, and the kids were in there another 5 minutes. Finally, they went and got the kids. And I see stuff like that. When I was on that Badger, that boat that takes you between Michigan and Wisconsin and coming back, that's a coal-burning ship. They've done some modifications for it. But coal soot is super bad for you. Mercury up the ass. The last thing that you want to be doing is inhaling black soot from a cold burning anything. And they've got what's called a diffuser. So the ash that's coming out of that, you can't save it all. If you notice on the Badger, it's down low and it discharges it off the side. Well, depending on which way the wind's coming from, sometimes the way that it comes up around the hull of that ship, it can come right across the deck where you're sitting outside. And it's thick black smoke. And I'm sitting there, and I just did this video last fall, and I'm taking videos, and this family's sitting there with these kids. And they're laughing, and the smoke's coming through there, and they think it's funny. And I saw it happen, and I thought, I'm going to say something to these people. So I went up to them, and I said, hey, not my business. I see you're having a good time here, but I don't think you realize what's in that black smoke. I mean, this is all heavily documented, and I know you're not inhaling it on purpose. But if I were you, I would sit on the other side of the ship and avoid that soot as much as I can. The guy said, well, okay. So they got up and they left, and when we were getting off the ship later, they unload your cars for you. That guy came up to me and thanked me. So I'm assuming that he Googled it. But yeah, I say something. I mean, the worst thing that can happen is they can say, shut your mouth. I've had that happen. But not good. 30 years from now, one of them gets lung cancer and no one can really connect the dots. Oh, really, Smoke? No kidding, huh? Hey, Jody. Yeah, no, that's exactly. Drowning is a silent death. It's true. If you watch drowning videos, like I said the other day when I was out at Taos, it's not what you think it is. That's not to say that someone's not screaming help, but most of the time they slip right under the water when it's quiet and calm. You never hear a word, and all of a sudden people notice that they're not around anymore, and that's when they call 911 and start looking, but by then it's too late. It's exactly right. It's a silent death most of the time. I told lifeguards before it pulls, hey man, your job out here is to be looking around, not bullshitting with some girl in a bikini. If I see you doing it again, I'm going to go ask to speak to your supervisor. You're up here fucking around talking to her. You're supposed to be looking around. And the reason I said that is because that's exactly it. It's a silent death. And you wouldn't think a lifeguard could be a lifeguard not know this, but he's sitting chatting with this damn girl in a bikini looking down off his tower. Kid could have been drowning right then. It's not peaceful. It's not. There's nothing more. Ask somebody with COPD. Same thing, only it's above the water instead of below. There's nothing peaceful about suffocating. I mean, if you gave me a choice between 4th-stage lung cancer and drowning, I'd probably take drowning. But it's not peaceful. And if you ever know, a guy pointed this out to my dumbass one time when I was young. And you'd have thought that I could have figured this out alone, but after he said it, I think about it all the time. And it was about death and dying. And he said, Tom, I don't know, you probably never thought about it in this sense, but every single living thing does whatever it can to keep from dying. Whether it's a trapped animal, something that's about to drown, an insect that's going to get swatted, a virus, bacteria, everything will fight its ass off naturally, automatically, to stay alive. Why? Yeah, it's a damn good question. Why? But you know what they do? From a fly to a mouse to an elephant to a fish to a bird, everything uses its last bit of energy to not die. Yeah, struggling to breathe. I think it's a really bad way. COPD is a perfect example. I was lucky enough. For some reason, I never had any interest in smoking. I never even tried smoking. I don't think I'm a better guy because I didn't. None of that. Never smoked marijuana. I don't give a shit one way. If people want to smoke it, that's fine. But I was lucky enough when I was about 21 years old to go to a autopsy and see the inside of the lung tissue of a person that had smoked for 40 years. And any little remnants I'd had of considering smoking anything. Like the guy that runs the Red Roof Inn wanted to take me to a hookah thing, or a hookah, or whatever the hell they call that. I'm not exactly sure what it is, where you breathe in some shit. It's not tobacco. I don't even know what's in there. There's no way. You couldn't pay me $10,000 to inhale anything into my lungs. And on that note, I want to tell you this too. I'll tell you something else that'll damage the hell out of your lungs. Aerosol sprays, for one. But you know what gets a lot of people, gives them permanent lung damage? Sitting around inhaling smoke from a campfire. Like I told you, Dolly, with your daughter-in-law, when you're up there, people go around and want to gawk at these forest fires. Me too. I want to see the forest on fire and what they're doing about it. But I'll tell you this, I make damn sure that I'm upwind of it. Smoke is very hazardous to your lung. I'm not talking about smoking cigarettes. Whether it's a house fire, a grass fire, the woods catching on fire. I've even got off the expressway before because there's like a fire on the road. And I don't want to be slow downwind of these cars that are on fire. I don't want to breathe all that shit in, especially when you've got plastic melting. You'll see in Detroit, our house will be on fire and everybody's just out there watching. Yeah, make sure you're upwind of it. I'm not kidding you. It's another one of these things. You're going to die the next morning? No. Are you going to die 10 years from now because you did that? Maybe. It's not worth it. Stay away from all smoke under any circumstances. Huron National Forest burning down isn't any better for your lungs than 2 cars that hit head-on 8 Mile Road in Detroit. Smoke is smoke. It's damaging. If you look at the inside tissue of a lung, it looks like crepe paper. Very delicate. There's a lot of interesting theories on asthma and what causes it. Overactive immune system. Same with allergies. It doesn't make sense the way humans have evolved. It doesn't add up. I don't quite get it. I have a book on anaphylactic shock that I haven't read yet. I'm really looking forward to reading it. That's another thing. Human beings should evolve away from things like that. The numbers shouldn't be as high as they are, and I mean, I'll never figure out why, but it's an interesting subject. Anaphylactic shock. You should not die from a bee sting. And by the way, more people die from wasps than bees. Peanut allergies, maraschino cherries. Same with alcoholism. In theory, human evolution, humans should not, you should evolve away from substances that hurt you. Doesn't make sense. Alcoholism is a perfect example. No, that's exactly right. Yeah. As it put her in respiratory failure, it sure will. Yep. I see, I just happened to catch an article this morning when I turned my phone on of a girl, I guess she's a stripper or a porno girl or something. Evidently there's YouTubes or TikTok videos going up where these people are ingesting a bunch of energy powder. And she had a heart attack. She's 20 years old. She lived, but I'm not familiar with this, but I just happened to notice it this morning. Died of a heart attack. Yeah, I don't believe that turning water into wine story. I don't believe it. I don't believe in the burning bush either. I think it's just something that got started that just went haywire over years. I don't believe it at all. It's a parable. It was never real. It was just made up bullshit. It's not true, Albert. It's not true. I'm not anti-Christ either. I just don't believe that story. I wouldn't care how you sold it to me, like through religion or anything else. I don't buy it. Look at a turkey vulture. Turkey vultures are beautiful birds. Haven't changed at all in 115 million years. That's impressive. See him flying? Fly, turkey vulture. No, I don't believe it. No, nothing. I don't believe any of it. It's not true. It's a rumor that went haywire. And for all you Christian people out there, this one's gonna get you to get quiet real quick. Okay? This one's gonna shut you up for at least an hour. If you think the Bible was inspired by God, and the Bible clearly addresses homosexuality in both the Old and New Testament, what are your feelings on homosexuality? I mean, did God err in this? Did God make a big mistake in this one? I mean, what's going on here? It's pretty clear, particularly in Sodom and Gomorrah, how God felt about homosexuality. So what's your stance on homosexuality now? Do you think these people are going to hell? Well, what's your opinion on this? I think this ought to shut you up for good. Oh, no, no way, Simca. Absolutely not. That is crazy. They've identified marker genes. It's not a choice. It's nuts. Absolutely not. Actually, up until the last 30 years, people went through all sorts of extremes to not be homosexuals. They did therapy, they were castigated, they were shunned. They didn't want to be homosexuals. No, I'm not saying there aren't instances where people are fringe, but it's entirely genetic. Totally genetic. There's probably some people that are swapping back and forth. But even if you look at studies on homosexuality, bisexuals, they're mainly one sex that dabbles in the other. No, I didn't see that. No, I mean, that's your opinion, and you're certainly entitled to it, but I don't believe that at all because there's just too many people. It's a pain in the ass being a homosexual, especially 50 years ago. I mean, why would you want to be that when you could not be one? And if it was simply a choice, you just choose not to be a homosexual. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think it's any different than being a serial killer or an arsonist or a pedophile or a shopaholic. Genes express themselves in certain ways. So, but back to my original question, Simka. Are homosexuals going to hell for their lifestyle? Yes or no? But do you think they're going to hell? Right, Albert. I didn't ask you. Do you believe in, how about this then? Do you believe in the Bible, Simka? Do you believe in the Bible and what it says? Hey, Kimbers. No, he loves it all, loves us all, but he's pretty clear about where homosexuals are going. You may want to do a little brush up on your Bible study tonight. And I want to know if you believe this or not. How can you believe that the Bible's inspired by God and say that anything other than homosexuals are going to hell if you've read the Old and New Testament? You can't have it both ways. Okay. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Yeah, Lana, now we're getting somewhere. No. I mean, to me, I find Christianity super discriminatory. They say that if you don't believe what they believe, that you're going to hell. It doesn't get any worse than that. You can't take that behavior in any facet of life, in a job, in a government, in an association, in a neighborhood, and make those kind of mandates. If you don't do this, this is going to happen to you. Here's another thing. Now, this one, Simka, this is a touchy subject, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. You ready for this? You know what the answer to this is now, but I'm curious. I want to see how you're going to answer it. Simka, you ready? When a Jew dies that didn't believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, where is he going? Where is he going? Is he going to hell? Thank you, Aircold. Get out of here, Unchosen One, you moron. Come up with a better name than that. You're too stupid to be on this chat. Get out of here. Probably going to the bank. I like that one. That's a good guess. You know, there used to be a postcard floating around of a Jew that died, and the title was "You Can't Take It With You," and a question mark, and it showed the Jew funeral procession with a U-Haul attached to the hearse with stacks of cash in it. No, that's what I'm saying. But the point here is, Dolly, I'm asking Simka if when the Jew dies and doesn't believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God, is her answer that the Jew is going to hell? No, but Simka, did you answer that and I missed it? The Jew that doesn't believe in Jesus Christ is the Son of God is going to hell. Yes or no? No, I don't believe in the afterlife. No, I think it's a crock of shit. I like to rely on proof, which I would agree. Religion's faith-based. I may pay the piper for this. I don't know. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Good, good. Hey, Simka, will you do this? You talked about interest in starting a YouTube channel, and really, I hope you do. I think you'd be excellent. I think you could run great chats. You're a smart person. But do this for me, please, will you? Would you please start your YouTube channel? Get this GoPro I told you to get. And I want you to go around to those synagogues. A lot of Jews in Florida. And I want you to turn your GoPro on with the helmet cam. And I just want you to go to these synagogues and I want you to tell them that, first of all, you're a Jew and that these people understand that they're all going to hell. And I'd just like you to just let it run and upload these videos without editing. Because this would be a channel that I would cancel mine over just to watch the reaction. No, I know you didn't. Oh, no, you're wasting your time, darling. The Holy Spirit is mythological. It's a man-made, made-up thing that never really even happened. Weren't you guys in high school or college where there's 20 people in a circle and you start out a story and you say, hey, Tom is a great guy, he smokes crack and he likes to do magic tricks. And by the time you go around the whole 20 people, Tom is a semi-driver, he just had a sex change, and he likes to throw hamsters against the wall. The Bible wasn't even, the stories didn't even start till 1500 years after Jesus died. The Christians think that the earth is 7,000 something years old. Do you know how nuts that is? They don't believe the timeline in the dinosaurs. It's crazy. Noah's Ark. I just laugh myself to sleep sometime at the people that think this is real. Doesn't the light bulb come on to any of you people that there's never been any of the New Testament original transcripts found? Now you got to give it to the Jews. The Old Testament, they have them. The Shroud of Turin has been proven to be a sham. No, they didn't, Albert. Yeah, and they say that converts are treated like someone whose mother was Jewish. From what I can tell on people I've talked to, they said that's true. Well, I think Jesus was around. I just don't think he was the son of God. I think he was like the Arabs think, was like a prophet. I just don't think he was a son of the Creator. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there was somebody everybody thought is Jesus, but you know, I mean, one thing Jesus had going for him, and that is that he was around before everybody had a GoPro and a video camera. Because you're never going to see something like Christianity start out again. Because there's too many things, like the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. There's too many ways of debunking it. Just like the same thing with UFOs, Bigfoot up here in West Branch. There's too many ways to set a camera out there, to, take a picture from a satellite in space. I mean, timing's everything. Are you familiar with the Gnostic letters, Simca? Have you read any of those? The ones that they didn't put in the Bible because they painted Jesus in a very unfavorable light. Here's your homework assignment today. Read the summary of the Book of Thomas. The Book of Thomas. Yeah, I'll go along with that, Toronto. That's logical. I would think that's true, yeah. I mean, in this Virgin Mary story, give me a break. Come on now. The date keeps changing on when Jesus was born. So do the location. In the Garden of Eden, I'm still laughing over. Come on. Adam and Eve. Give me a break. Oh, no. Holy Spirit's mythological. It's a created, fictitious being that never really existed. It's nuts. And you Catholics even took it a step further with purgatory. Come on. I mean, you guys take people that with 12 kids and you annul the marriage saying that it was never consummated properly. I mean, you guys are just off the charts, mentally ill. You all need to have immediate psychiatric care. Somebody with 10 kids and their marriage gets annulled because it wasn't consummated properly. It doesn't get any nuttier than that. No, good. You're lucky, Eric. Cool. Congratulations. Congratulations. You guys are losing it. No, I mean, it's just crazy, man. And half these people don't know what they're talking about anyway. Here's another one that I think it'll shut you up. I'm going to throw out there. I mentioned this before. Simca, Dolly, I'm talking to you two now. I don't want any confusion. Do you believe in deathbed repentance? Do you believe in it? Oh, that's even more crazier. That's even nuts. Even on a philosophical level, if you analyze Christianity, it doesn't make any sense. Christianity is a lifestyle and a belief. It's not just a belief, it can't be. So this notion that the serial killer in Timothy McVeigh was saved because just before they executed him, he believed in God is nonsense. Oh, you guys are crazy, man. Right on, George. Yeah, Albert. It's a belief and it's a lifestyle. Just to show how nuts you can get is some crazy kill somebody's family and they show some nut with a cross on their chest hugging them in court, forgiving them for killing their whole family. This is how nuts some of these people are capable of being. Yeah, I left America. Yeah, I wish I didn't. I'm not going to do it anymore. Yahweh, yeah, that's Santana's a big Yahweh fan. I mean, I understand why people believe in religion. Believe me, I wish I could. I mean, I've sometimes thought of just creating the paper bag faith, and that we'll make it a Tuesday, so you have your weekends free. We'll just all go out and we'll stare at a paper bag, and that's going to be our religion. Christians think that everybody's full of shit, but then that the Muslim doesn't know what he's talking about. The Buddhist is a kook. The Jew is insane. Well, I mean, this is my. If you can have your opinion, why can't I have mine? Like I said, I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I mean, this is a discussion about what you feel and what I feel. Okay, Autumn. That's another thing that's a touchy subject on. If you read Acts in the New Testament, Jesus made it pretty clear on what a Christian should be, and watching it on TV isn't going to cut it. That's true, George. All tax benefits, you're right. There you go, Autumn. I mean, people will argue discrimination and they'll enact all these laws and penalties if you do it. But then when you ask them about their faith, it's like one of the highest, ultimate forms of discrimination there could be against people that don't think what they feel. That doesn't bother them a bit. Well, you should say it because I do need it from time to time. That's all right. You love all people? Okay. I mean, here's another example. Dolly, this one's for you. Uh, if God had a plan for you, did that have anything to do with you getting a COVID shot? And here's another thing, Dolly, not to hit a sore subject, but Christianity is pretty good about respecting it. In the Catholic faith, it's the sacrament, that marriage is important and that it's for life. They don't bring up death till you depart as a punchline. Marriage is supposed to be a one-shot deal, and you're never supposed to be divorced. So if God had a plan for you and you believed in that, did you disappoint God by becoming divorced and remarried? And if you did, why? I mean, if the sacraments are taken literally and they're important and this is what God wanted, and that marriage is revered to be like super important, I'm asking you how the chip settled after you got divorced and remarried again in God's eyes. How did you work this out? No, but God can love you and you're still not going to heaven is the point here. That's the point. Okay, so okay, yeah, you say God has rules for divorce. Just give me a little summary of them then. What are they exactly? Because you've mentioned you've been divorced. Now, here's another thing, too. If you are divorced and you weren't a Christian at the time, does that matter? I mean, is there any difference between whether or not you were a Christian at the time of your first divorce? That's the point. No, but plenty of people get divorced that weren't abused. And what's your stance on that, Simca? You're putting out the worst scenario. I mean, if you want to get divorced because your spouse has spinach in their teeth, is there something wrong with that? Hey, Shaniqua. No, I don't want to talk on another topic. I want to talk about being a Catholic and breaking the vows of a sacrament and how that panned out afterwards and why. That's what I want to talk about. Yeah, George. Yeah. No, I don't want any friends. Get out of here, Unchosen One. I got too many friends. Hey, by the way, I looked at your channel. Congratulations, you've really come a long way. That's some impressive content you've uploaded. Now get lost. Hey Simkin, I know you're a Christian now, but what denomination do you have? Do you have one? Do you have one or not? Do you go to a church? What kind? I'm just curious. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Now, Tim, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, no denomination. So, do you go to church or you do not, Simka? You do or you don't? Oh, so you really are a Jew for Jesus. Okay. So, is this a synagogue just dedicated to Jews for Jesus only? What happens every day, Albert? You're saying that God strikes people down? No, that's not true, Albert. No, you're way off base on this one. God doesn't. Nobody's striking anybody down. Accidents are accidents. Oh, okay. So, Simka, would you say that the Orthodox Jew doesn't know what they're talking about? They're misinformed? No, wrong, Albert. You bought into this whole thing as a young child. Hey, here's one for you on a lighter note. Dolly, this is no time to leave a chat when the questions aren't ones that you like. You gotta, you gotta tough it up here, okay? Here's one for Dolly and Simka. Is baptism necessary for salvation? Okay, do you think it's a good idea? In other words, if you were a Christian, would you want to do it? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Dolly, do you think baptism is necessary for salvation? Nah, I don't think I have. I don't think anybody ever accomplishes what they wanted to. That's another fantasy that they put out there that you're going to accomplish all these things by the day you die. It's nuts. No, I think honestly, if there is a God, forget the Jesus part, just the God, and He looked at my what I'd done my whole life, I should get like a A minus. I really believe this. I think I should for things that I do that nobody have known that they've known that I've, you know, the good things that I've done. I think I'd get an A minus. But I don't think I'm going there either way. I think I'm just gonna die. And if it is true, which it could be, I'm not saying that what Dolly and Simkin isn't true. I'm just saying that I don't believe in it. I don't consider that part of my life. I don't. It's not in my plans. But I could be wrong. I could be. I understand this. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that I don't believe it. I don't. I don't use that as part of my life. No, but I think God would, not the Jesus thing, but the God thing. He would give me an A minus for my good works. But good works can't get you to heaven alone. But like I said, I'm not looking at it that way anyway. I think I've been a good guy, mostly. No, well, there's a big, huge hole in your story now, Simka. If you read Acts, it's very clear that church attendance, you want to please God, you'd want to go there. And the whole theory of that is that it's just an empty building until the congregation shows up. And you're supposed to witness and rub elbows with fellow Christians. And you're not doing that. And that's spelled out pretty clearly. Yeah. No, they don't, but they're a good idea and you'd want to do them. No, they don't get you to heaven alone. At least that's what the Bible says. That's true. No, but Simca, Donnelly, both you are supposed to witness to other people. When you see the homosexual in a sign on the street, you're supposed to pull over and you're supposed to let him know that this is wrong. When you see the transgender bathroom getting built, you're supposed to witness to them too. You're not supposed to remain silent. This is super clear in Christianity. No, you're right about that, George. And the apple that Eve bit into was really a pomegranate. It wasn't an apple. Oh, D'Angelo. Oh, thank you. I'll give it away. You didn't need to do that. I appreciate it. Send me your address. I'll send you something nice. Yeah, that's what all my religious friends think. That, you know what they say? One guy that ran a huge congregation in Orlando, like 30,000 followers. He liked me and I liked his wife, and I would see them when I was in Florida and blah, blah, blah. And they just had to find a way to find an out on how they could have a friendship with me and not be crazy. And you know what he came up with? And I really give him credit. Bright guy. What he came up with was that he didn't see anything in my behavior that made him think that I didn't believe in God, even though I constantly told him I wasn't a Christian. So he pulled a rabbit out of a hole. He had to come up with a way that he could have a friendship with me, but still save face as a man of the cloth. And I thought that was pretty damn sharp of him. Oh, thank you, John. Am I pronouncing that correctly? That's sweet of you. Thank you. Is it Dan? Am I pronouncing that right? Thank you for doing that. No, but Simca, you're supposed to witness to them. Do you straighten them out? If you're friends with them particularly, you're supposed to witness to them about the belief in Jesus Christ. Do you do that? Or do you just respect their beliefs and you don't say anything? Because if you do that, that's wrong too. Oh, really? Air cooled. Now look, I'm telling you, air cooled, if you ever see me down there at the airport and I'm getting on a big airplane and I'm flying someplace and the pilot comes on and says be prepared for a crash, I'm going to be praying like a motherfucker. I am, because under those circumstances I want to cover every base. And why not? I mean, why wouldn't I just say, God, I hope I don't get killed in this plane crash. It's worth it. Hey, Colleen. And I'm also going to thank Johnny Holmes for all he did in the same sentence. Yeah, we're just partying over here today. Now that ought to get me somewhere. Do you agree with that, Albert? Yeah. I'm going to thank him too. No, absolutely not true, Simke. You're supposed to witness to people that have not seen the light. That's not a way of describing it, pushing it down their throats. That's the way a non-believer would describe it. You're supposed to witness to non-Christians and help them see the light. That's in the Bible everywhere. All of them. Thank you, Albert. I don't think they're. I think they're about the same as far as I know. No, you are definitely supposed to. When you see the homosexual with a sign, you're supposed to pull over and inform him of the benefits of being a Christian. That is part of being a Christian. It's just like the Bible. You can't pick and choose what parts you like and don't like. Either you believe in it or you don't. And Simca, if you believe in the Bible, when you go to a dinosaur museum, what are you thinking? It's true, Colleen. Well, this is a popular subject. It's the all-time publication as far as sales go. Well, I don't see how you can believe in dinosaurs and believe the timeline Christians put out there with regard to how old the Earth is. Oh, good, Daniel. I appreciate it. No, but we're talking about a big difference here. We're talking about the timeline of Christianity, and we're talking about the timeline of dinosaurs. Huge difference. Oh, you do not, West Branch. No, you don't. You don't respect them all. You know that. You're lying. Colleen, are you a Christian? Yeah, Matt. Oh, you're a Catholic. Oh my God. An active Catholic? I mean, do you go to church and believe in baptism and all that? Purgatory? I'll give Catholics this. I give them an A plus for coming up with purgatory, which, by the way, isn't anywhere in the Bible, people. If the Bible was inspired by God and purgatory was part of religion, then why didn't he conclude that? Purgatory is made up by, guess what? Catholics. It's not biblical at all. Oh, okay. You got a lot of guilt then, Colleen. I have a lot of guilt. Praying's a complete and total waste of time. Anybody that prays for me is wasting their time. Now we're getting somewhere, Simca. That's my girl. You hear that, Dolly? What Simca said? Praying's a waste of time. Well, good answer. Sure. Oh, I don't. No, no, I know. No, now look. You could know the most religious person in the world. Two of my best friends were men of the cloth, a Catholic priest and this guy in Orlando. And you know what both those guys told me? Now, they'd never tell the congregation of this, but they told me they thought prayer was a big bunch of bullshit. And that doesn't mean that's valid just because they were men of the cloth, but I tend to agree with them. There's all sorts of bad shit happening all the time. Now, I would agree with you if this is true that there may be something in prayer in salvation. But amongst the living, I don't think prayer means jack shit. that during the here and now, anything other than the afterlife, prayer is a total and complete waste of time. You're fooling yourselves. No, back waste of money. But religion's got an answer for everything. If you pray, they say, well, you know, that God decides when things are going to happen. That you don't. It's the timeline that people have trouble with. Now, do I think that if you've got fourth stage pancreatic cancer, that you're going to pray your way out of it? I don't. I don't think prayer is supposed to work that way. Like Dolly said, it's this free will thing. Lots of good people dying, but I don't think even being a good or bad person has anything to do with prayer. I mean, religion makes no sense at all amongst the living, but I do think it makes sense with your salvation, that when you die, if it's true, that prayer has something to do with the afterlife. But if you guys think that praying has something to do amongst the living, you really need some serious psychiatric counseling. Because, you know, there's all sorts of examples all day long, all week long, everywhere, from COVID to unfortunate deaths to tragedy to people that are murdered that did the right thing. I could run out of time before I ran out of examples. My body would shut down. That prayer is subjective. Yeah, it's totally subjective, and it really is. I mean, if prayer worked, you'd have never got divorced the first time. I mean, is there a Christian out there that wouldn't have rather stayed married to one person like the sacrament says they should have? I mean, wouldn't prayer at least save a marriage? Yeah, me too, Colleen. Take me with you. No, people do, and it's just like placebos and double-blind studies. I believe you feel good with your when you pray, and maybe that's a good enough reason to do it. If feels good, do it. I'm just talking about the benefits in the here and now of praying. You know what I mean? Oh, nature does, doesn't it, Susan? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Autumn. Facts, yeah. Free will is a kicker, big time. Yeah, I would go along with that. No, you're right about that in the brain. Hey, Bugman. Oh, sorry about that. That sucks, Bugman. I know the feeling. Oh, it kind of seems like it, Matt. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Sorry about that. I don't pray for Daisy. What I do is take good care of her and make sure she's up to date on all her medications. Oh, yeah, there you go, Autumn. Well said. We gotta get some little wooden plaques that say that and sell them at Cracker Barrel. You spelled it right out in the minimum amount of words. No, Bugman, I don't doubt that at all. Not that it's the same, but it's along those lines. I was just reading an article on the internet the other day where they showed magic tricks to birds. They showed magic tricks to birds and none of them fell for it. The observational abilities of animals is 1,000 times better than human beings. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. Bingo. Totally true. And I have read some pretty good stories on spontaneous remission. And God, I would hope that would happen to you and for your dog. Deserves it. No, for sure. That doesn't surprise me a bit. You know, I'm a big animal nut, and I've spent like hours up the ass. I got some great video of a deer today. But there, you know, you don't see the facial expressions on an animal like you do on people. You don't get that kind of clue. It's just the same kind of. I mean, they wag their tail. I'm talking about facial expressions. And when that bird's just sitting on a wire, he's not just sitting on a wire. He's got a supercomputer of staying alive, and staying alive is his ability to size things up in a second or two. It's the same thing with a deer, a raccoon, a bear. You don't catch it in their face, but that's a supercomputer running. They have to be that way or they wouldn't survive. And a dog is a descendant of a wild animal, and I believe that 100%. For sure. That dog knew something was up. Yeah, it'd be fun, Colin. It'd be fun. I'd do it. I'd like to do that. We'd get together and just drink some dragon's milk. Do you like whiskey? It'd be fun. That's my idea of a fun date. I'll tell you a boring date where you just go out, you just talk about all this stupid shit, and then you leave. My idea of a good date would be like some dragon's milk, like go down by the lake where I take Daisy, and just start drinking. I pray for that. Oh, thank you, Superwoman. Superwoman, I know you're a Bible toter too. Primal instincts, big time. Right on, Colleen. Yeah, I just say let's cut the bullshit. Let's just skip the dinner. Let's just get your favorite, whatever you like. Here, I'll get your favorite cologne. I'll stick a big cucumber in my shorts. I'll get your alcohol of choice. We'll just go get fucked up near the lake and pitch a tent. How's that for a date? Instead of all this other horse shit. That sound good to you, Shaniqua? Really, I'm tired of all this bullshit. Yeah, Bugman. Hell yeah. It's like, oh, what do you like to do? I mean, read those dating profiles. I'm going to start a dating site where we're going to, the whole first page is what you like sexually. What turns you on, what doesn't. And then we'll get to that other shit about the fifth or sixth page about, you know, your religious beliefs, what your favorite color is, all that stupid shit. I think it's going to go blockbusters. The first page is about your sexual preference and what really turns you on, even if it's kinky or weird. And where you want to see a marriage ratio compared to this other bullshit scam these people are running. These people will be getting married left and fucking right. Tom Reed's dating extravaganza. You might want to check your Bible at the door when you sign up for my site. You may be going to hell, but I'm telling you, it's going to be one hell of a good fun ride until you get there. Guaranteed your money back. My dating package is going to include a fifth of your favorite liquor, a couple giant rubbers, and a very expensive soft sleeping bag. Yep. Yeah, sorry about that, Bugman. I've had that happen before. I had to put 3 dogs to sleep in about a 2-month period. 2 of mine and my sister's. Yeah, thank you. That's a very good point, Frisky. That's an excellent point. You know, I never thought about that. That's so true. Why do they like hiking? You know, I think of these crazy things. I think, like, why do I do photos and video? And why do I drive like I do? And I think it's a distraction from going nuts, to be honest with you. That, you know, you got to be paying a little bit of attention. You got to be looking through a hole and pushing a button. And I think if I didn't do that, that my days would just be filled with going crazy again. I think that's why I do it. Now, if you ask me under normal circumstances, I like photography, this, that, you know, most people drive because to get to a place to do something, to eat, to work, where I think it's enough of a distraction to me. That's my calling. But you're right on the hiking thing. All right, Colleen. I don't like hiking either. I think it sucks. I just don't like it. I like to hike to the from the front section to the back section of a adult video rental. And then after that, I like to hike to the liquor store and then hike back to my computer. That's my idea of hiking. I mean, I like nature, you guys know this, but not too much. I like to watch a squirrel eat a nut for about 30 seconds, and then I'm done with it. Yeah, I'd say I'm kind of retired. I mean, I keep threatening to work, but nobody will hire me. Yeah, I like the idea of it. I'm so far, I'm so far out of the work environment. I don't even think I probably like am really terrible at everything. I don't think you'd want to hire me as a PI right now. I haven't really, honestly, I haven't done a PI case in over 10 years. I'm so out of. I just canceled two database things that I've been a PI in for 3 years. I didn't want to use either one of them. And it was costing me like $80 a month. I haven't done. I'm so out of the loop on PI stuff. It'd probably be like a black and white movie. No kidding. I wouldn't in good conscience charge anybody to do PI work because it would just be so terrible. One guy at the post office, wife was fucking around, and it came with a credibility issue on whether she was lying or not. I did it. I followed her around, but that was it. That was it. Hey, this lady that sent me $81, I can't help but think that that was a mistake or you've been drinking. And I'd definitely be more than willing to refund that to you. I mean, I appreciate it and thank you. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I don't really need $81, to be honest with you. If you want $81 to go to somebody I know, I'll give them my own $81 because I get it from YouTube. But it's a nice gesture. But I just want to be clear on this. No, I don't think I could work a normal job. No, I think I'd be like so terrible as a worker. Hey, Susan, have a good day. No, there's not much I could do. Hey, Stacy. No, I just think she's being a nice person and trying to do a good thing. You know, might have hit the wrong button or something. She didn't even want me to like give it to anybody. Yeah, I was reading, I was looking at jet skis, and, even new jet skis, the old two-stroke, they were only designed for 300 hours, which doesn't sound like much, but when you look at the statistics, the average person that has a jet ski only uses it 20 hours a year. Well, that makes sense then. I mean, Oh, it's partying. Who's that, Autumn? I mean, I don't even think this lady that sent $81 is even on here anymore. Yeah. I think it was a mistake. It doesn't make sense. This is, like if some girl sends me a bikini shot and says she loves my YouTube channel, my radar is on. There's no way we're going to get together because this just isn't reality. And I kind of feel that way on getting $81 on someone I never talked to before. It's just, it doesn't fit into the boundaries of normal. Oh, cool, Bugman. No, yeah, that's some other kind of currency. No, it said that on mine too, but when it's converted to American dollars, if you look on the top, it shows $81.06. So I don't know whether it was rubies or crypto or I don't know what the hell it was. Probably go to claim it, and my goddamn computer will shut down. Some damn super virus. Who the hell isn't clicking on a free $81? Oh, thank you, Autumn. Yeah, if you want to win your way to my heart, you say, Tom, here's $81 on this beautiful Sunday, and I want you to spend it all on porn. Oh, really, Bugman? That much, huh? Yeah, collectors. I don't collect anything anymore. Nothing except antidepressants that are still in the bottle that didn't work. I got a big collection of those. I'm gonna give Daisy my Prozac when Dad doesn't get her the right bones. Yeah, I got a hell of a collection. I did. I won $102. I won $102. Look at Daisy's nose all dirty. Hon, I gotta get that dirt off your nose, hon. You got your nose all dirtied up. You got your nose all dirtied up, honey. Oh, exploiting? You fucker. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Shlomo. Oh, Barry White? I loved Barry White, to tell you the truth. I really did enjoy him. I used to listen to the hell out of him when I was a teenager. Seemed like a good guy, too. I like Wolfman Jack, too. Kind of reminded me of him. Barry White. I sound like Barry White. People think I sound like David Letterman. God, I hope not. I had a fucker tell me one time, too, I look like Elton John. God, I hope that's not true either. I want to look like Roger Moore in a Johnny Holmes bathing suit. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, that's all right, Autumn. It's okay. I don't know. I don't know why people think I'm exploiting people on these interviews. You gotta have a fucking screw loose. I'm glad you get on the right medication, Autumn. Thank God. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, I go to somebody, I'm nice to them. Hey, I'm also upping the dollar amount I pay for interviews. It's because I get more money from YouTube. I don't have any problem with it. And I told you, starting Friday, I'm going to do this new thing. And what it is I buy you dinner, but you got to send me a photo or a 10-second video when you're having the dinner. I'll give you $250 cash, and you go to the nicest place and get the nicest dinner they have, and leave a good tip too, and then you upload it and show me the dinner. $250 dinner scholarship I'm going to be offering to people. Oh, Dan Aykroyd? Yeah, I know you want to kick their ass. Yeah, right. No, but I don't know how people. I don't know what would make you think that I was exploiting people in an interview. I go up to them, I'm nice to them, I pay them, I buy them lunch, I get them shit they need. Where did exploiting come into your mind, other than something that you just created that wasn't apparent in the interview? What made you think that? Could you share that with me? I don't get this. You know, if you hear a sound bite that you got a nice ass as I'm walking away because I thought the camera was off, or can I get a discount? I could get the exploiting thing, but there's, like I said, there's never any evidence of me doing anything other than what you see anywhere. So what made you think, even if it was for a second, that I was exploiting anybody? That's it, Albert. started Friday. First person is Stephanie in Washington. Hey, Jet Dude. Yeah, I know, Tim. Yep. Yeah, but I don't understand it. I don't understand where anybody other than just some wacko in Las Vegas, some smoking pig from Prince Edward Island, or a Roy Orbison transgender lookalike with Down syndrome from Flint, could think that I'm exploiting anybody. No, that has happened before. That has already happened. I've taken photographs of people twice that they got a hold of me later, and the people died like a week later. You think I summed it up, Dorado? Oh, a knee-jerk reaction. Okay, well, that makes sense. That's a good answer. Okay. What I put back in it, that's not a nice comment to make. Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, good job on that. Autumn came up with a good one too. We're gonna burn it on a cheesy looking piece of cheap pine, and we're gonna sell them at Cracker Barrel. Just slogans that you know, where you can take these cheap, even though they're only going to cost us 9 cents, we're going to sell them for $22, and we're going to sell them in Cracker Barrel. Slogans that make sense that you haven't read anywhere else. Yeah, you might be right on that, Eric. Yeah. Yeah, I never took it down. There's no evidence of anything. Even those fucking crazy Amish people. I'd like to take one of those cherry pies and cram it up her fucking ass. Can I be any clearer than that? That is a crock of shit. Me out there taking pictures of young girls. That's a goddamn lie. And if you listen to that conversation I got with that lunatic, goes to show you can be crazy and make cherry pies for a living and fake everybody out that you're a good person. Whoever that other fucker was out there in that white Jeep, that's a person doing all that weird shit, not me. She took two stories, condensed them into one. Then I had a dumb fuck one bullet Barney Fife dispatcher at the sheriff's department suggest that they trespass me from that fucking place. It was his idea. So I got a stupid, ignorant Amish psychopath and a dumb cop that will never be on the road because they had him out there and he kept fucking up. So now they just let him answer phone calls. Between her stupid story and his interpretation, they got me kicked out of there. But if you listen to that story and that audio, it's that motherfucker in that white Jeep doing that weird shit, not me. Like I said, no evidence anywhere. Taking pictures of young girls. That's a goddamn lie. Now, I do have quite a porn collection, but that's got nothing to do with taking pictures of young girls. That's not true. I'll admit to having a stack of DVDs so goddamn tall of porn that when I knock them over, it takes me 45 minutes to reorganize them. I will admit to that. But they're not young girls. They're all 18 and older. And it's not illegal. I don't care if you don't like it. It doesn't make it a crime. But this idea that I'm taking pictures of young girls is a bunch of fucking bullshit. If I did, it was like they were in a buggy and a horse. That's why. It wasn't just a young girl somewhere, you fucking freaks. I'll tell you, that really turned me off on the Amish. I could give a fuck about that place. I don't even go over there anymore. They're so full of shit. Honest to God, man. Fucking bullshit. I wish I would get charged with it. Because they ought to get charged for filing a false police report. It's a fucking lie. I've been to massage parlors, had escorts, strip clubs, have a hell of a porno movie collection. Believe me, I'm bragging again. I know, I apologize. But I do not, and never have, take pictures of young girls. It's a fucking lie. Yeah, thank you, Albert. What's that, Stacy? What's 102? Yeah, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit, man. It's apples and oranges. It's not the same. It's not true either. You can't show one bit of evidence everywhere, anywhere. And I'll tell you another thing, too. Any videos I get, unless it's blurry or I fucked it up or my finger's in the way, anything, anywhere I go, I upload everything. I mean, you know, a lot of my stuff's not the greatest, but I'm not going to take time when I'm just having fun, making it look like something I ought to be charged for. But it isn't like I have some secret stash of videos and photographs that you don't know about. It's not true. Fucking taking pictures of young girls. And honestly, and not that it has a goddamn thing to do with it, I don't find any of those Amish people attractive. I'm not into rotten teeth, hairy legs, and greasy hair. The fuck would I take a picture of one of them for? Oh, it shows the time? I don't know about that. Bunch of fucking bullshit. Yeah, right, Autumn. Yeah, bunch of damn lies. Like I said, thank God that I recorded those phone calls and I interviewed that Amish guy, because you can see if you're not retarded and you listen to the audio and you listen to the interview I had with the Amish guy, you can see 100% clearly that these people are fucking crazy. And if I wouldn't have had that, and you would be over there, and it's like, oh, have you seen Tom Reed lately? It's like, no, he's not allowed to come in here anymore. It's like, oh, why? It's like he was riding around here taking pictures of young girls. Yeah, and if I didn't have proof how crazy these people are, you may believe that. I mean, if I heard it about somebody like Bugman, if they said that you couldn't go into some bakery where you lived because you were taking pictures of young girls, I would, really think of that. Now, it may not keep me from socializing with you, but in the back of my mind, I'd think, well, why would just the innocent Amish be calling the police on something that didn't happen? This doesn't make sense. I see the Amish in movies. I see their books. I see them down in Indiana. I mean, is this true or not? I hope not. Well, you look at what I presented, and you got an inside track on how fucking nuts they are. Hey, Buttercup. Yeah, they're full of shit. I'd like to say that one of my haters called them. I would love to be able to tell you that's part of it, but you want to know something, Dolly? I don't think they did. I mean, they could have, but if I was betting, I'd give you 10 to 1 odds, which is good odds, that was just that crazy, psycho, cherry bacon bitch that had an axe to grind, that mixed her stories up with me and some fucker that was really doing it. Why would I be doing that and then going there and ordering sandwiches and eating it in the parking lot? Fucking psycho bitch. I mean, it pisses me off. Because people just believe this shit. If she was a damn 65-year-old ex-stripper with a tramp stamp, one of her tits hanging out, and they called the police on me, do you think anybody would have cared? No. They'd look at her and say she's nuts. I doubt that he did that. You can still go in there and order sandwiches. But because it's this hair bonnet bullshit and these horses and bacon pies that everything they say has got to be true, it just goes to show you it's not. Bunch of fucking horse shit. Yeah. Hey, Watson. Oh, downriver area, okay. Really, it's a bunch of fucking bullshit, man. You couldn't give me a goddamn picture of one of those goddamn girls, even if they were in a bikini. I don't give a fuck about them. I don't even find them attractive. And now, if a prosecutor's trying to ram it up your ass, it's like, well, look, that kind of weirdness, you don't need to find him attractive. It's like, well, look, I'm not going to win this argument. I'm just saying, show me some evidence that I did that. I didn't. I'd tell you if I did it. I don't give a shit. It's not illegal to take pictures of young girls. They make it sound like it's some goddamn baby with a pacifier in their mouth, and I got a goddamn macro lens over their forehead. Bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's just the whole thing's crazy. It's not true. But that just goes to show you that's perception, everything. You know? People buy into this horse shit. If they'd have called from a damn strip club, they would have never even came out there. Fucking goddamn bullshit bakery. Oh yeah, this is very serious. They even came and pulled me over. Fucking driving down the road, not doing anything illegal. I didn't do any of that shit. And I get pulled over for it. I'm thinking, why is this fucking cop pulling me over? Already knows all my name and shit. It's like, well, you were just at the, they chase me down after I get a sandwich, eat it in a parking lot. So were you just up there, I said, yeah. I said, but you can't go back there anymore, or you're trespassed. They don't want you there anymore. It's like, why? He said, they say you're taking pictures of young girls. It's like, fucking bullshit. Go listen to the audio. It's that guy in a white Jeep. That's bullshit. Not true, man. Even the fucking cop. And here's another thing, too. If you listen to that audio, this fucking psycho bitch is saying, well, did you check him out? You know, did you check him out? He said, and he like hesitates. And he said, yeah, he's not on the sex offenders list. Yeah, no shit, I'm not on it. And he said, there's nothing obvious. Yeah, that means there's nothing, you goddamn idiot. Then suggested to her that they ban me from there. She didn't bring it up, he did. God damn, man. I was being harassed. No. You can't pull, you're not supposed to pull people over for nothing. Fucking people want to know, do I go back there? Fuck no, I don't go back there. You could offer me a lifetime of their shitty cherry pies and I wouldn't go back there. Fuck that place. And I hope I run into that goddamn guy that I interviewed. I'm gonna fucking give him a piece of my mind. You can call the cops on me again. I'll know why they're coming this time. Because I am gonna chew his phony ass out if I see him. Yeah, I'm used to false accusations. Not until I had a YouTube channel. That's exactly what they are, false. Not a shred of proof anywhere. Zero, nothing. You're not gonna ruin my life, no way. My channel's doing better than it ever did. And I don't really care that much about that either. I mean, I upload stuff, I have fun interacting, but if I got it shut down tomorrow, big deal. I'd look at it like spilling a glass of water while I was eating my dinner. It's fun, I hope I get to keep doing it, but I'm not jumping through any hoops for it. I start getting blamed for shit that I'm not doing and cops start showing up, I'm gonna take the aggressive route. Yeah, you don't get any. I mean, there's no prizes for calling it out, though, Frisky. No way. There's no prizes. I'm just thankful that I had enough sense to get the recorded phone calls. You got to watch the interview. That fucker that I interviewed knows that that's bullshit. And he didn't do anything to straighten it out. He knows that I'm a PI. He knows where I live. Actually, I interviewed him so I could clarify what was and was not considered okay to do around the Amish. If you listen to the tape, I said, I'll take your video down if you want me to. I wouldn't take it down now, but I would have then. That fucker ever wants that video taken down now, he's going to have to sue me, and he's still not going to be able to get it taken down because he consented to it. There's one thing that video does, and it shows how full of shit he is. And I'm never taking it down. Yeah, but that whole thing, I mean, from the beginning, the cop, she said, have you checked him out? Does he have a criminal background? The guy hesitates. Nothing obvious. Fuck you too. Nothing obvious. That means there's nothing there. Even when that fat, smoking Canadian pig from Prince Edward Island tried to get me in trouble, it didn't work. I didn't do anything wrong. Doesn't lie, that's it. True. No, I've heard this Amish and cult and all this horse shit. I never believed it. But I learned firsthand there how full of shit those Amish are in Mile. That fucker that runs that place, he didn't even have enough balls to call me back. I'd even had some respect for him if they'd have called back and said, hey, look, yeah, we got Betty, she's a fucking kook. But, you know, she does work here and she doesn't want you in here, and we're sorry, but we're going to stand with our decision. All right. At least you had enough nuts to call me back. It's your business. You don't have to have a reason why you want me there anymore. I'm just telling you. If you phony-ass motherfuckers are telling people that I'm not allowed in there because I'm taking pictures of young girls, and I find that out, I'm going to rack it off in your goddamn ass. I'll knock that fucking stupid-looking straw hat right off your head the next time I see you. Now, you know, Superwoman, I would love to say that that's true, because that would make it look like that makes sense. We know you have enemies, but honestly, like I told Dolly, I don't think that happened now. After the dust settled, I don't think it did. I don't. It would make my story seem so more believable if it did happen, but there's no evidence of that. Because part of the Freedom of Information Act request was any and all information, which would have included what it was that they may have talked to that lady about that wasn't on tape. And I didn't find any evidence of those Amish people communicating with anybody else. I really didn't. No shit. I don't think that happened. I mean, it's possible, but I'd love to believe it on that fat, chain-smoking pig from Prince Edward Island. But I don't even think that evil bitch had anything to do with it. She would have if she could have, but I don't think she did. I really don't. Yeah, they don't need to. You don't need to call the cops on me to not go back there. No problem. Coming right up. Fuck that place. "91 goddamn degrees here again today." Then I got my old neighbor says, but there's a breeze. Yeah, okay. Great. It is too hot. Supposedly this is the last day of this shit. It is going to be hot, but not this hot. Fucking Amish. A fucking joke. Yeah. Fucking 150 degrees. It's like when you go to Arizona or Las Vegas. Oh, it's a dry heat. Yeah, you know what? My balls are still welded to the inside of my leg. Carrying around a goddamn paint scraper so I can get out of my seat. Yeah, I like Leelanau County. Yeah, you're right, Air Cold. Yeah, they told him today earlier on this chat. It's my favorite. They say, "What's your favorite place of Michigan?" I told them, "Where you live. It's my favorite place." Especially that harbor there. God damn, man, it looks like you're in a Disney movie. No fake nothing. No Photoshop horse shit. Doesn't even look real. Ebony didn't pass away. You shut your mouth. Ebony did not pass away. Yeah, me. Yeah, well, Evan, fucking Amish, fucking weirdos. That's all high already. Pretty high. Beginning of the chat. Anybody that knows a good mechanic, where there's some place I can go work on, I'll get the whole AC done. I got a half-assed place around here, but it's nothing for them to have my van a week. And out of that Toyota van, licensed, I'm Mississippi River, Tunica, Lexington, Havre, where I can do stuff. Well, I don't have a vehicle. I'll get it all done. No, nah, compressor shot. I'd get the whole thing redone, every single part. You know, I knew the weather was changing. If I'd have known this was happening like every goddamn year, I would have had it fixed the day it quit working. But I kept thinking, well, it's an older van. I really don't want to put a couple grand into it. Well, you know, now we get these goddamn record-setting 92 goddamn degree days all summer long now. I should have had it fixed right away, but I keep thinking it's going to be like a normal summer instead of like Dallas, Texas from May till November. I mean, this weather change is like real. It's goddamn hotter than hell. When I was a kid growing up, we get a 90-degree day in Michigan every 25 years. Now it's all summer long up north. I'm not even down near Detroit. So yes, I want to get. I don't really care myself. I don't like air conditioning that much. I don't care if it's Daisy that I want to get the air conditioning for. Not me. Tell you what I'm going to do though. I'm going to flame broil some lamb chops in about 10 minutes. I don't want any used parts either. I'm going to drive this baby till the frame breaks in half. I was looking for Astro vans on online last night. There's a guy with one in Kalkaska. Actually, I thought of calling him. I'm going to keep this one though too. I love my Astro van. I just had the front end rebuilt. Wham! Can't tell by those railroad tracks, but believe me, it's a lot better. I don't get pulled over for drunk driving when I've been sober like I used to because the front end was worn out. You want to get a drunk driving ticket, don't drive an older Astro van with a shot front end because Even if you're sober, it drifts around too much. That'd be a sad story to get pulled over and get a drunk driving ticket when you were all over the road just like you were when you hadn't been drinking. Nobody wants to hear that story. It's like, Your Honor, it's true, I was drunk. I did blow a 1.8 on the breathalyzer, but the alcohol had nothing to do with the way that vehicle was tracking down the highway. It's been doing that for the last 100,000 miles. It's no shit. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear what happened to your neighbor when he got pulled over. They don't want to hear that 2 of the last 3 of the cops' cases were thrown out because he's a liar. It's bend over Billy time. We're here to talk about you. Not what could have happened, not what should have happened, but what did happen. Yeah, Christine, that's a good name. Yeah, I like that. That was a great movie. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah, I know. We know the cops, a liar, that you're all over the road even when you're sober. But you know what? Burned out tail light. Had a great exit strategy. Everything went just as planned until that cop saw a burned out tail light. He didn't even know a bank was robbed. The whole house of cards collapses. Watergate, perfect example. You got the FBI, the CIA, and a minimum wage security card brings the whole damn house of cards down. Richard Jewell. It turns out Richard Jewell is the only one with any goddamn sense in the whole equation. And that includes the FBI. Atlanta Olympic bombing. They tried to fuck him over too. Look at that other lady, that one Aaron something on that nuclear place, nuclear reactor thing. I'm telling you, man, people believe what they want to believe. If they don't like you, they'll bend you over. It's my neighbors. Wish that blonde lived next to me. She's cute. She's gaining a lot of weight though. Guess won't be taking any photos of her. Hey James. Well, you guys have a good day today. If you Amish are lying like you do and watching a television that you claim you never watch, or you're on your cell phone even though it isn't related to work and you're watching this chat, I'm going in to watch over an hour of porn while I drink alcohol. That's for you on this Sunday. I always got you on my mind. Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to work out. Oh, thank you, Trisky. Thank you. Oh, Sterling Heights. Yeah, you're going the right way, James. A lot of good food up there, too. Are you Polish? Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Yep. Daisy's ready to go inside and have a lamb chop. Yep. I didn't even do a video today. Yeah, that's a good place. Yeah, we'll be party. I'll come on tonight. We'll party. Yeah, you too, Tim. It was a good time. Thank you. Have a good day, JP. See you, Mary. Yep. I usually reserve an hour of every Sunday to watch porn. I think it's going to get me to heaven. Thank you, Blue. All right, Buttercup. See you, Faye. You hot, honey? You want Dad's lamb chop, hon? Oh, yeah, that's a good girl, honey. That's a good baby. Well, I'm gonna do a nice time lapse. These are some good clouds today. It's a good one. All right, well, have a good day, you guys. Appreciate it. Have a good time. Yep. Party on. My Daisy, let's go inside, hon. There's a hundred bitch out. This is bullshit. It's too hot. All right, take care, you guys. Have a good day. Yep, have a good day. Yep, goodbye.